Hey everybody, David G here, founder of the Internet Marketing Party, and I am absolutely really happy to be bringing you our guest speaker for the month of December. Her name is DeAnna Rogers, and she wrote, this is one of her 4 books that she's got a 5th book coming out. A 4th book just came out, 5th book being published in February. I'm not sure if I should be letting the cat out of the bag, so I'll edit this out if it's not okay, DeAnna. She's having her own TV show and radio show starting in the new year. So I'm really happy because, DeAnna, you're someone who was a single mom. You're a single mom with cancer, and you turned your situation into $1 million online business with 0 internet marketing skills. Is that correct?
That's very correct. I had no marketing skills whatsoever. I didn't even know really how to use Facebook or Twitter.
Awesome. Well, that's going to be so exciting for many of our audience, because we did a survey recently and found out that about 80% of them consider themselves newbies or beginners. And this video is only going to be about 10 or 15 minutes long, and it's going to show you, it's going to make you money regardless of your business. Is that correct, DeAnna?
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Well, then I'm going to let you take it away.
Hey everyone, welcome. I'm so glad that you're having me. I'm thrilled. I'm actually local to Austin, so I'm so thrilled to be coming to the next party. What I'm going to share with you is literally, it's a passion of mine. It's creating joint ventures. And I'll tell you just briefly, I was a stage 4 cancer survivor. I survived that battle. I did lose my husband, and I had 3 kids, so I had to figure out what made money and how it worked and how to do it quickly. I realized that no matter what business that you're in, that you can create joint ventures, and those joint ventures is what's profitable for your company. I've been very blessed for the past 20 years. I've ran about 6 different businesses and been very successful at it. The last 3, though, in the last 5 years, have just skyrocketed to a multi-million-dollar business due to the fact of joint ventures. And so some of you may wonder, how is joint ventures applicable to you? Well, honestly, regardless of what business you're in, joint ventures is applicable, regardless if you're medical, whether you're just internet marketing, whatever it is. And I say that because think about this just real quickly. When you walk through Walmart and you see that bank or that nail salon or that optometrist that's sitting there, what do you think that is? That's a joint venture. I mean, they've literally found another business within their business to help create income and make money. Look at Schlotzsky's. If you ever see Schlotzsky's, they have this Cinnabon out there. Everyone loves a Cinnabon. What they did is they realized that their money was, they weren't making as much money as they needed, so they needed to open up early hours, and they created a joint venture with Cinnabon, which therefore opened up a huge door for them, and now they've got more business. So regardless of what business you're in, I mean, you can be someone as small as doing something out of your home and just doing mail orders, or you could be a big company as Walmart. You still need joint ventures to be successful in your business. So that's one of my passions. I love it. I love doing it. I love creating it. And that's what we're going to talk about, is we're going to talk about how to start a joint venture, what a joint venture actually is, who to look for with a joint venture, what you should look for, what you shouldn't look for, and kind of the different steps of what is critical to making that joint venture successful. So if that kind of gives you a couple of ideas, David.
Yeah, and just to clarify, because and I was reading your book last night. You gave it to me about 3 months ago, and shame on me, I just read it last night, you know. But one of the things you talk about is how internet marketing can be confusing because we use jargon. Internet marketing is a new space that uses words and jargon that come from older business. I mean, the United States was founded on a joint venture because the ships that came over, they weren't funded by just one person. They were funded by multiple people. And so as a result of that, I want to make sure all of you listeners and viewers right now understand a joint venture, when DeAnna's talking about it, isn't a JV broker, isn't JVing only, you know. That's one very small example of what you mean when you say joint ventures, correct?
Right. And let me explain. I had to do a joint venture to actually get where I was at. I knew nothing about internet marketing. I mean, literally nothing about it. And so I actually had to go out and find someone that was an excellent marketer, knew everything about, the internet, knew how to do all of that, SEO, all of that. And so I went to him and partnered with him with my idea, but with his talent. And we were able to create a very successful business due to that. So what I want to share with you is regardless of what you may or may not be good with, there is someone that you can pair with to help create an alliance where you're making more money. And that's what I did. I did a joint venture from the day that I started my business. And that was, I had to go seek out the people that I knew that I lacked that talent in, which was internet marketing. Yeah. And I found that person and I created a joint venture with him.
Awesome. And there's a couple of things I want to say about how the power of joint ventures that you, in your life personally, because you created the Affiliate Mastermind Group, which is the educational arm where you train and coordinate internet marketing, traffic, and converting rock stars how to do joint ventures so that they market themselves and they grow their business. So, that was the training arm, the educational arm. But it got so big that you decided, what was it, like a second company?
6 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago, DeAnna created a second company, which is more of a done for you. And within a week of opening the door, they were at capacity. Mm-hmm. So that's the power of joint ventures. And I love it because it's like a fractal where the pattern's the pattern's the pattern. You did joint ventures to create your original business, which did so well that you needed to just do it for people. And it worked so well that within a week...
It is. It's a good problem to have. We just grew so quickly that we had to shut down and say we can't take on any more customers until we can get expand after the new year. So it just kind of really opened the doors and showed me there are so many people out there that need joint ventures that we just don't realize that. And that's so powerful. And so, the educational arm of AMG is where we teach it. We do have the other company that my partners and I created, and that's where we actually do it. But my passion has just been letting people know that joint ventures is the key to growing your business, regardless if you are literally the mom staying home, or the dad staying home doing a business out of your house, or if you have a company that has 300 employees. It doesn't matter. Joint ventures is going to be the next step of making income in your business.
Very cool. Very cool. So I promised people at the beginning of this presentation that this video will make them money regardless of their business. And then we're also going to give people some insight as to why they should come see you at the party on December the 13th and what to expect at the party separate from this presentation. So,
well, let's talk a little bit about what I'd like to share with them, and if I can, we're going to give them a questionnaire, right, David? You'll be able to give that to them. Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically,
I'll put a link to it.
Okay. Well, anytime that we meet somebody, I always say fill out the questionnaire because it's not from my knowledge. It's really for you to evaluate yourself. And once you fill it out, you'll be able to see where your holes are in your business, to where maybe you could use a little bit more of an edge there, or maybe you could find where this person could help you here. So basically, it's just kind of letting you evaluate yourself. But then what I'd like to do is, if it's okay with you, David, is offer, if they fill out the questionnaire and bring it to the Internet Marketing Party, I will go ahead and have my team look at it, and we will give you a joint venture. We will give you a connection to help you with your business.
So give me an example of what that means. So let's say I show up and I'm a massage therapist, and I want to learn how to use internet marketing. I'm passionate about massage. I'm passionate about helping people feel better, get rid of pain. But I want to leverage the internet. And I fill in this questionnaire. I bring it to you. What does it mean to say that you're going to give me a joint venture with you and your team? Which I understand Sheila's going to be there too. One of your partners.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You'll get to meet my business partner as well.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, basically what we do is we will take that. Let's say you are that massage therapist, and we'll look that over and figure out what it is that you're doing, what it is that you could be doing more, and then we have a very large database of people that we've met over the years, and we would go through and say, perhaps there's this group over here on the internet that is nothing but it's an arm of, or a group, I guess, of people that is well-being, wellness, well fitness, and I have a lady actually. As the minute you said that, she popped in my head. She has probably about 900,000 people in her database, and she does nothing but fitness and well-being. And so, someone that's a massage therapist could technically maybe do a training class or share her information with this lady that has this large database, and possibly do a joint venture with them, and imagine what you could possibly do together. You could create a lot of business. I mean, wouldn't it be amazing to be here in Austin, Texas, to be a massage therapist, and then in a week later being able to do a webinar with someone with 900,000 people? I mean, it's just a matter of aligning those people together.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you gave that example, because
well, can I add something? Can I add something? Because
sure.
Here's something I had actually yesterday. Sheila and I did a questionnaire for a lady that we met at an event, and we said, fill out the questionnaire. And at first she didn't really want to fill out the questionnaire because she didn't understand why we needed it. And after she filled it out, we looked it over, we realized she had this one little, it was a program that was based on training your brain. And it was just like a little headset that she put on, and they did this little audio. And so all she was focusing on was selling this product. And by the end of our conversation, after looking at her questionnaire, we realized, oh my goodness, you could take that same concept and you could have like a real estate speaker put his real estate training in there and sell that headset with real estate training. Or you could have a chiropractor talk about, the well-being. And we started brainstorming, and after an hour later, we probably had 150 different avenues for her to take this one unit and be able to take it out into a lot more fields. And so she was ecstatic. We were ecstatic because it just kind of made our brains kind of go in different areas. And now she's going off and being able to be very successful in looking at different areas that she did not think about originally with her one product. So that's what we do. Right.
And everybody wins. So
well, and what happens with a joint venture long term is you're building a funnel, a pipeline of business for life. And so what that one thing of sharing that introduction, what does that come down to? Well, then they'll introduce me to people, and I can introduce them to people. And so you're just basically creating a full funnel, a lifetime of people referring you business. Awesome. So that's what we do.
Awesome. So that questionnaire, yes. I'll have a link to it on the bottom of this video, and people will be able to download it there.
But make sure they bring it with them if they want us to help them. Yeah. Yeah,
and then we'll even, depending on how big of a hit it is, maybe we'll even have it available for people who can't make it to the party. There might be somebody from, South Africa watching this video, and we'll figure out a way that we can help them too. So the other thing is, let's talk about what you're gonna do and present at the party. The headline for the party is how a single mom with cancer turned her situation into $1 million business with zero internet marketing skills. You've touched on what a joint venture is. What are they going to get at the party that they're not going to get in this presentation we're doing right now?
Well, I mean, we're going to teach them the tools of what to look for in a good joint venture, what they should be doing when they're setting up a joint venture, who they should be looking for. We're going to even give them like our little tricks and trades of things that we do when we're going to an event. I mean, for example, when they come to the Internet Marketing Party event, what are they looking for in other people that could possibly create a joint venture with one another? And it's just little things that we've learned over the years ourselves that will be easy for us to share that information with them and go, look, did you realize that that's sitting right next to you, or that person, or this product? Or so it's just kind of some inside secrets that we've learned over the years. We're also going to talk a little bit about how to take your joint venture and make sure that it's a solid one, and that you're looking at it in the right way, that you're not focusing on joint ventures so much in the quantity version as much as you are the quality. So how to look at things with a really good perception of making sure it is going to be a good fit for you, and that you're not focusing on just numbers, but you're focusing on making sure that you're growing the right way.
Right.
Joint ventures. So
sometimes
those are
it's
important.
easy to confuse being busy with being productive.
Exactly.
And so to that point, I'm going to kind of if we'll edit this part out if you're not cool with it, but you mentioned something that you do at your events, where your events have been growing really big, really rapidly, and that says a lot because they don't grow unless people are saying good things. But one of the things you do, would you be willing to do something similar for Internet Marketing Party guests? But I don't want to step on your toes.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's all you simply are doing is we give you a couple of guidelines to follow. For example, who the joint venture is, when you're going to have the joint venture, what's your expected audience, what your price point is, how many do you think you'll sell according to how many people are in their line of distribution, and then you kind of just come up with this round ballpark figure of how much money you think you'll be making with that joint venture. And then we encourage you to go out and make a whole bunch that night. We have a contest to see who created the most joint ventures or possible joint ventures that night while at the party. And then we gave an award for the one that was the most successful. So awesome. It really teaches you to be acting, not just talking. Because a lot of times at an event, you'll shake a hand, you'll pass a business card, but you're not acting on that. And that's where the money is. And that's what we really try to encourage you to do, is act upon it, and realize that by making that one connection and shaking that one person's hand, you literally probably just made $100,000. And people don't really realize that. And that's what's so important. And I'll tell you this, I know we're short on time, but when I started tracking what I was doing at people's events, like I would go to an X person's event over here, and it was great, and I'd come back with 40 different business cards. I have 40 business cards. That doesn't really make money for me. But when I started tracking on a spreadsheet of, well, that one event that I did with that person created $40,000 on a webinar. That one did a live stage, and we did $30,000. This one we did $60,000, and we started tallying it up. We realized that I went to one event where there was 100 people. I spent $2,000 to get there for the ticket and all the airfare, but I walked away with $284,000 in business. When you start doing the math on what joint ventures do for you, you look at things so differently. And that's kind of what the game teaches you, is to look at things so much differently in money, of how you can be creating money by knowing other people in that room.
Awesome. Well, so that means that this is definitely a party for people to come to, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, because there's always more to learn. I saw a real famous chef that's a Michelin rated chef just bought a copy of Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Chef, and he said always learning, so I don't care if you're a JV expert, an internet marketing expert, or a newbie, come to this party, because I'm excited myself to learn more and see who wins. We'll come up with something really cool to give people that get the biggest JVs.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll bring something. I'll bring an award or something to give as well. But, the thing is, regardless of what level you're in, it's really funny, because the newbies that are coming up are always kind of the ones that are really a fighter. And so even if you're seasoned, it's okay to be, you really should be there, because you want to mix and mingle with the newbies. I mean, they got a fresh take on a lot of things. So just because you're seasoned doesn't mean that you shouldn't be out there meeting with those others that are newbie, that are coming into the marketplace. So regardless of what you're doing, you should always be looking for joint ventures. And I'm telling you, you should be at the next party. We're going to be exciting to share some great topics on how to create joint ventures.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, DeAnna. I like to keep these to where they're short enough I can put them on YouTube. And people will watch them all the way through, because people have a YouTube attention span. So this has been phenomenal. I'll put it, if you can send me over that questionnaire, I'll put a link up to it so folks can download it. And if you have any questions for DeAnna, or have any comments or things you want her to mainly focus on or talk about, make sure you add it to the comments beneath this video. And we'll be tracking that, and look forward to seeing you and everyone else at the party. Any final words before we say goodbye?
No, I'm very excited to be there. I look forward to meeting all of you and seeing your evaluations come back. All
right. Well, very cool. Well, I'm going to say over and out to the good folks on Internet Land, and thank you very much, DeAnna.
Thanks.